Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advance, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We'll cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. We'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's get into today's topic here. This is a topic that I think is very, very important. As you guys know, Victor Wembanyama is making a lot of news because he just signed a $250 million contract extension, rookie extension, rookie max extension with the Spurs, where he'll be getting paid, I think, $250 million, if I'm not mistaken, over, I believe, 4 or 5 years. I don't know the numbers, but he's taking $51 million left over the lifetime of that contract to give the team a little bit more flexibility, leave a little bit more money on the table to allow to bring back some guys, right? Because Victor wants to win. And you even saw the video where he did his signing saying, hey, I'm here to stay and all of that. Well, a lot of people weren't happy with this. One of them was Shannon Sharp, and he went on a tirade on his show. But I thought that was kind of going to be it. But then they decided to discuss it on ESPN First Take today. And it was a packed house. On the panel today, it was Kendrick Perkins, of course. He was up there. It was Vince Goodwill, I believe, or Goodwill, his name. And the other gentleman, okay, they didn't put their names in the description. So anyway, they were up there talking about this. And boy, oh boy, were they pissed. They were so pissed with Victor Wembanyama. He's taking the power away from the players. This sets a bat. They were going off. And I'm sitting here scratching my head like, what is really wrong with these people? Before I even get into their comments, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Decagon. As a business owner, I know that the best customer experience is when it feels personal, that every customer has their own feeling. But the more you grow, the more requests start coming in, the more you start to lose that personal touch. So a lot of companies decide to turn to AI. And I have to tell you, I am not a fan of these sloppy AIs that whenever you call them and you're looking for customer support, they simply don't do a good job. And it's usually at this moment where companies lose that personal touch with their customers. That's where Decagon comes in. Decagon helps companies create personalized, concierge-style customer experiences with AI agents across chat, email, voice, and SMS. They're available 24/7, feel natural to talk to, and can resolve customer requests on their own so businesses can keep up with the requests without losing their personal touch. And because workflows can be updated using natural language, teams can make changes themselves without long engineering cycles. Decagon gives your team full visibility into why agents make decisions and what's happening across every conversation. So it's easier to spot trends and improve the experience over time. Decagon helps power millions of conversations every day for brands you know, like Avis, Affirm, Fanatics, and Aura. Ready to transform your customer support? Go to decagon.ai/DreamersPro to get a personalized demo and see what Decagon can do for your team. That's decagon.ai/DreamersPro. All right, perfect. So what we want to do now is I want to play the full video for you. Take a listen to what the audio for you guys, what these guys had to say, and we'll come back and continue on the show.
To the NBA we go, where Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs have agreed to a 5-year, $252 million max rookie contract. According to Shams, that happened on Friday. Notably, Wemby decided to take the 25% maximum instead of the 30% supermax escalators that could have seen the contract total reach $303 million over those 5 years. The deal could potentially save the Spurs up to $50 million over the life of the contract. Wemby announced the news on X saying, quote, "Spurs family, I'm here to stay, whatever it takes," but not everyone is seemingly thrilled about Wemby's deal. NBA PA Executive Director David Kelly had this to say in reaction to Wemby's new contract, quote, "We think the players should make decisions for themselves, and we should not be pocket watching." That's what Kelly said in response when asked about Wembanyama's deal. "The system should not require a player to carry all of that burden. We should not put a player in the position to carry the burden of keeping a team together." Kendrick Perkins, Vince Goodwill joining us here this morning. Good morning, guys. Vince, want to start with you here. Do you like the move or not like the move from Wemby to leave some money on the table for the Spurs?
I hate it because ain't neither one of us sitting here going to leave money on the table. I think it sets a bad precedent for the NBA. I think in terms of the Players Association and the collective bargaining deals since 1998, they have progressively gone in favor of the owners. And the problem is The Spurs have 3 potential max players on their roster: Victor Wembanyama, Steph Castle, Dylan Harper. Victor Wembanyama maybe can make up that 5% with his Nike deal and everything else. But does that mean Dylan Harper and Steph Castle, they have to take less because Victor Wembanyama took less? I have yet to see anybody buy a jersey that says, we save money on the back of it. I've yet to see somebody buy a jersey that says, cap space and flexibility. Like, you're coming to see Victor Wembanyama and you're watching these players, like, they have a very finite period of time to maximize their earnings potential. I know Victor Wembanyama's an alien and everything else. He's going to get every dollar that's owed to him, but I don't know if I want to applaud this, because I'll tell you this. When's the last time we asked an owner to sacrifice some money or whatever it is, or ownership groups to sacrifice money for the sake of winning? The fact that you're putting players in a spot where they have to be both player and executive, give them 2 salaries then, because they're doing 2 people's jobs, and I don't like that.
I mean, $252 million, that's it? Wemby should have signed a 10-year, $1 billion deal. That's how valuable he is. That's how box office he is. And I get it. Listen, to a lot of people in the world, to us, like, we cover this game as students of the game, as analysts, as journalists, and as fans, right? But this is people's jobs. This is these guys' jobs. And even when I was playing and guys were coming up to get their money or getting contracts, I would always say, get your money first and max out, and then worry about the other stuff later. And for the first time, we're starting this show off, and I'm agreeing with my boy Vince, because he's absolutely right. Victor Wembanyama is arguably the most valuable player in the NBA. Every arena he steps foot in is going to be sold out, whether it's in San Antonio or whether it's on the road. Matter of fact, it's only one player that I would spend my hard-earned money to go see, and that's Wemby. I don't want comps. I don't want none of that. So at the end of the day, we have to start applying pressure more on the owners. The whole family ain't hurting for money, and who own the San Antonio Spurs, let them figure it out. I applaud Victor, and I understand he wants to win. He's a competitor. He wants to be on top. He wants to win championships. But I don't encourage no player to leave no money on the table, not one single penny.
I'm sorry, I'm just checking my cup here to see what's it, because we all agreeing with Vinny this morning. Something ain't right. Something is amiss right now. We all agree. I don't know. I don't like the way we started this show. But it's absolutely correct here. This is Adam Silver's legacy right now. Adam Silver right now, as the commissioner of the NBA, has taken the league from the player empowerment era to the player depowerment era, where you have the most important face of the league right now is having to make the decision that if I want to maintain a championship legacy, the only way to do it is to take less money. He knows that, and we have a finals that just happened with Jalen Brunson and Victor Wembanyama, 2 guys who now have left millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on the table so that their teams can make it to the finals. This is not good for the league. And you think that this Jaylen Brown situation in Boston happens in a vacuum? We're going to see more of this every single offseason. We're going to see more Karl Anthony Towns, Jaylen Brown's teams that are kicking them to the curb. So if a player had decided, I'm going to go to another team in their prime, they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
But if an owner ahead of time says, we're getting rid of them to save money, oh, they're doing cost-cutting measures. They're doing what they have to do to save the money. They're the billionaires. They're the people with the money. Why are we saving them money? Adam Silver has to hold this on his belt, that he is the one that has shifted the power from the players to the owners and allowing them to save all the money.
Yeah, it's the de-empowerment era of the NBA right now.
So you heard what they had to say. I let it play towards the tail end, which he said they're taking power away from the players and putting it back in the hands of the owners. That's what all of this is about. LeBron James brought in the player empowerment movement, which ruined the NBA. The fans have said so. His own former teammates have said so. We all know that. LeBron is the one that ushered in the cupcake era of the NBA. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this. And the owner sat back and said, okay, don't worry. You guys are running no problem. We'll get the power back. So they did. So if you have anybody to blame for what's happening now, blame LeBron James, because he's the one that ushered in the player empowerment movement. It no longer became about the fans. It became about your personal brand. All stars and want to compete in the slam dunk. You can give chalk all of that up to LeBron James. That's why at certain points in the year I was saying Victor is the anti-LeBron until he showed his bad character, some parts of his character in the playoffs that I didn't like. He's the anti-LeBron. He doesn't want to be your friend. He doesn't want to compete. He doesn't want to have to do 35,000 handshakes with you. He's not trying to do none of that. But they're upset with him, and as the lady said, it's taking player money, power from the players back to the end. Well, guess what? We all know that when the owners had the power, the league was much more enjoyable to watch. We know that. And now that it's been the players have been the one they've had the power, we witnessed a steady decline. That's exactly what we witnessed. The All-Star game became an afterthought. Load management just ran rampant. So that's why they're upset with Victor. It's ending this corny-ass LeBron James era, which all of these guys love. Which they all love. Oh, it sets a bad precedent giving money. What do you mean giving money? I really don't understand something. You're telling me that somebody that makes $100 million, forget about $200, $100 million, can't figure out a way to make generational wealth? You don't deserve to have it. If you can't figure out a way to make more money in the future with the money you're already making in the NBA with your salary, you don't deserve to have generational wealth because you're too stupid enough to generate it for yourself. Number one. The other thing that I don't like, which is, doing this is taking money out of the black community. Absolute nonsense. Most of these NBA players, sometimes the 80-90% of marry white women. So explain that to me. And I have nothing with it. More power to you. But don't bring me this nonsense of it's taking money out of the black community nonsense. The majority of them marry white women. And what ends up happening is that either they marry them and they stay with them to the end, or they divorce them, take half of their money, or if they stay with them, the money goes on to their children and their families in the future anyway. So what is this? You're taking it back from the black community. That's some more. Number two, how many jobs are inside the NBA a year? 500 jobs a year? Or 350 jobs? I don't remember the number. A year. And that's the way out for black America, 500 jobs in the NBA? That's the answer? So if you don't go to the NBA, that's the only way you can make wealth for yourself? Are you like, what kind of messaging are we sending? What kind of messaging are we sending? So you're saying that if you don't go to the NBA, black people can't make no money outside the NBA. Is this what we're saying? Like what are we talking about here? All these guys are upset about because they're talking like as if they're signing those NBA checks. Y'all are not signing them checks. I mean, they're not signing them checks for y'all. But what they're so upset about is that it's shifting from the LeBron era to now a different era. And we're done with it, bro. It's over. Y'all saw what the league became. It became the cupcake era. And people want to move on from it.